Hey guys, what is up? This is Swift here for Chinese Tech, and today I'll be doing my review of the Elephone P7000 phone that I've unboxed about 2 weeks ago. This is a 64-bit CPU phone, so it's one of the newer ones and it runs on Android Lollipop 5.0. So yes, this is one of the first few Chinese phones out there that is running on the newer Android OS version. So anyway, like always, if I missed out anything or you didn't catch anything that I say, do read the full written review. The link to that will be in the description bar below. So without further ado, let's begin with the physical and then the hardware specifications of the phone. Now, in terms of dimensions, the phone is 76.3 by 155 by 8.9 mm thick. And then it runs dual SIM standby, both micro SIM as well as the SIM card. The SIM card is the main one, or SIM one, not really the main one. Both you can use data on both. SIM will be the big SIM card will be the SIM 1, and the micro SIM is the SIM number 2. Now it supports up to LTE. For the network bandwidth that it supports, do read the table that is in the written review. So for display, as you can see here, this is a 5.5 inch 1920 by 1080p resolution display, so that's full HD for you. It is IPS, and apparently it has a Gorilla Glass 3 protecting it as well, so that's pretty cool. In terms of the hardware powering this particular phone, it runs on the MediaTek MTK 6752. That's a octa-core processor. It's also a 64-bit processor, and the GPU is running on is the Mali T760MP. In terms of memory, RAM, it has 3 gigs of RAM, which is very surprising, but I guess that's the norm nowadays, right? As we head towards 4 gigs and above, the newer phones out there, newer flagships. In terms of ROM, it only has 16 gigs, but do note that it has expansion, and it says that it can support up to 64 GB via micro SD card. Camera wise, we have a 5.0 megapixel camera at the front, a 13 megapixel camera at the back that is capable to record only up to 1080p at 30 frames per second, so nothing too fancy, no 4K or slow motion. And yeah, like I mentioned, it runs on stock Android 5.0, so that's something that you guys will like, some of you will like rather, and you can actually flash a lot of custom ROMs on this, more that in a while. So it has GPS, wireless LAN is up to BGNN 2.4 or 5.0 GHz, no wireless AC here. The battery is a whopping 3450 mAh battery, so it's quite a huge battery, hence the slight heft to it as well. And yeah, one really cool thing, it has a fingerprint sensor, sorry, not sensor, fingerprint reader or scanner right here at the back, so you can actually use it to unlock your phone and whatnot. So there are a few things about the phone's design, now we can jump into the full review, that I like. In particular, you can see here we have the volume rocker at the left side, and then we have the power button at the right side. So it feels very nice, ergonomically right, so you won't accidentally hit anything that you don't want, which happens to me a lot with phones that have both their power button and the volume rocker at the same side without much distinction as well. So this is a very nice touch that I like. Also, they have the speakers at the bottom here, you can see here. Now I prefer front facing one, of course, that's the best. I'm not sure why no one wants to do that, but bottom place speakers are better than the rear one in my opinion. But the main problem with this is that if you hold it in a controller style grip, like something like that, you will cover the speakers, and it'll be totally covered. The sound would not be produced well at all, so that's something you should take note of. However, if you are reading something or watching something, and you usually hold it like that, right, so that will be perfectly fine and there will be no problem as well. So about the fingerprint sensor, sorry, scanner. Oh my goodness, why do I keep saying sensor? And I understand what they're trying to do. Ergonomically, it works, right? Because you can see here, my finger here is touching, and if I were to unlock the phone, let's say I on the phone and I have to use the fingerprint sensor to unlock the phone, right? It is perfectly fine, rather than if it's like the Apple iPhone where this sensor is at the home button. You see, it's very awkward, right? To on is it feels better, right? But the problem is that I find it really hard. The accuracy of the reader is really bad, and I think it's because of the position of it. And what I've done is that I've recorded 3 different samples, fingerprint samples of my same finger, and I am still unable to unlock my phone with great accuracy. So that's something that I'm not too sure if it's the position or if the reader itself has some issues. But yeah, that's something that you might want to take note of. The fingerprint reader is something that doesn't work too well, at least for me. So in terms of build quality, you can see here, this is actually plastic. The back cover is plastic because it is removable. So this is one of the things that some of you might look out for. And it's removable not just for you to put in your micro SD card slot and whatnot, but the battery is removable as well. So that's something that some of you are really looking forward to. So you can buy additional batteries, just change it, and you're good to go. So that's the plastic back case. So what makes the build quality so much better and feels so good is actually these metal banding that surrounds the phone, right? You can see here all this banding that covers the borders of the phone. It feels very sturdy and definitely built to last. I really like the build quality of the phone in that way. Also, something that I really like is the presence of 3 capacitive buttons here. Home button, menu, and back as well, or back and menu. So that's something that many new phones omit nowadays because they have the on-screen one. I personally feel that having the hardware capacitive buttons is much better, and having the whole screen for whatever content there is my preference, right? My preferred choice of phone. But yeah, very nice touch. 3 capacitive buttons there, and yeah. So build quality and design is pretty good, except for the fingerprint reader. Some issues there, but maybe some of you will have better luck doing that. It works, but it doesn't work well enough that if I want to immediately unlock the screen and whatnot, you help me. You always say error, fingerprint unrecognized, and so on. So that's something that needs work on, I guess, on this phone. So in terms of display, there's not much to say here, right? This is a 5.5 inch 1080p display. It's not the 1440p that some of manufacturers are looking for now, and even 4K and whatnot in the future. But this is a full HD display, but it works really well. Brightness levels are decent. Let me try to show you. So let's say brightness level, we go, of course now we have a video light, so all the way up. And then we go all the way down. Yeah, it works pretty well. So no problem there as well. You can use it in direct sunlight or in absolute darkness. It should be comfortable for you. So the display colors reproduction is pretty good as well. Now technology has progressed so far that yeah, almost everything's really good. So nothing much to complain about here. Yeah, that's the display. So in terms of the phone performance, now everything works perfectly fine. Normal phone operations like calling works great. Signal strength for both Wi-Fi data as well as your calling all works perfectly fine. Pretty much the same as the other phones that I've reviewed in the past. And the GPS, now there were lots of issues with the GPS chip of MediaTek powered phones in the past. If you follow the past videos on Chinese Tech channel or read our website, you will notice that we have like some guides to help you fix your MediaTek GPS powered phone. MediaTek Power Phone, the GPS. This time around, the phone's GPS works pretty well, which is quite surprising. It locks pretty quickly within seconds, and then it tracks accurately once locked. So GPS on this phone, I can definitely recommend you to use this as something for navigating around, or like you're driving. It's definitely reliable enough in that sense. So GPS for once is much better. Then we move on to the battery life. As I said previously, is a 3450 mAh battery. Very large, and yeah, the battery life lives up to it as well. I managed to put out about 4 hours of screen on time usage, and despite that, I still had another 15 hours of standby. And do note that when standby, it's all connected to data. I shut down the Wi-Fi, just data, and data uses more battery, and it manages 15 hours of syncing my Gmail, my WhatsApp contacts, whatever. And I replied to some messages here and there. It worked very well. So in terms of battery, it will definitely last for the majority of you. For absolute heavy users that are on the phone almost constantly, then perhaps you might need an external charger and whatnot. That will be for you special users out there. But for most people, the battery will definitely last. The phone will definitely last you for a whole day, and with lots to spare when you reach home. Yeah, that's the phone performance. Everything works well, very smooth, no lag, everything works perfectly fine. And I really like the stock Android 5.0, right? I haven't used this. This is my first time using it, and I absolutely love it. So we'll move on to the gaming performance. I'm going to show you some games here. Now I'm going to show you Minecraft first. Now Minecraft is not the best game to showcase a phone's capability because of how it is not really that optimized, I suppose. But we'll do that. Let me see if I can set the brightness all the way up. Okay. Okay. So what you see here now is that you can see that there is some frame rate drops, but it's definitely playable. You can see here, it's pretty smooth at most times, but then when you start turning around, or when there are a lot of objects around you, it becomes slightly laggy, but it's playable. It's definitely playable. Right, that's Minecraft. So for most other games I've tried, I'm just gonna show you another one. Everything runs very smoothly. So yeah, this game should handle almost anything you throw at it. Let's see this game over here. As you can see here, the speakers I was talking earlier, if you hold it like that, it's going to cover up all this sound. So that's something that is the disadvantage of having bottom place speakers. I haven't closed the phone properly. I will do that. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna play really badly here. Very poorly because I cannot see it properly like that. Let's go. It's loading. Okay. You're gonna see here that it's gonna work perfectly fine. Okay, I really cannot play with the camera on like that. The viewfinder. Right. Okay, I guess that's it. You can see that it's very smooth. There's not much frame rate drops at all. So yeah, that's the phone. I mean, that's the gaming performance of the P7000. So now the last part here, the camera performance. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the camera is a 13 megapixel camera, but it's only capable to take up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. What this means is that the camera there's nothing special about it. Now, pictures that I've taken, you can take a look at the sample photos at the website. There will be a link to all the unedited photos. You can download them. They're pretty decent, but nothing too special. Nothing too special. I would say it's pretty generic, despite some of the advertisement that they have regarding the camera and the sensor and whatnot. So the camera is decent, but nothing too great, right? So we'll move on to the very interesting part now. That's the official and community support of the phone. We'll jump straight to the peripherals and accessories first. If you would like to buy back cases, covers and whatnot, you are definitely covered. Apparently there are quite a few designs and variety that you can choose from, which is quite surprising because I'm not too sure why this... at least I'm not aware that Elephone is that popular or whatnot. But yeah, they have quite a lot of third-party accessories available for it. So you are definitely covered there if you would like to buy an additional case and whatnot. And then we go on to the official support of the phone. Now, if you head on to the website at elephone.hk, that's Hong Kong for you, they have an official forums for the phone, and there's plenty of custom ROMs that are available for the P7000, and it's absolutely amazing. We have the CM ROM, we have almost every single Chinese ROM out there that you can flash on this phone. So yeah, it's amazing. I've never seen such great support for a phone before. At least in the Chinese phone market, rather. So yeah, it's amazing that we have so many different ROMs that you can flash and play with. So for those of you out there who would love to try different things out, this is a phone that you can play with. So conclusion time. This phone is priced at the medium budget range, kind of range, low to medium. It is a great phone, especially for those of you who are in the market for one. It works perfectly fine. Yes, dual SIM as well. A lot of you would like that. 3 gigs of RAM, very performs really well. So I would recommend you to get it, definitely. And for those of you that wants to play with different ROMs, custom ROMs, then there is absolutely no reason why not to get this, right? There aren't many phones out there, especially Chinese phones out there, that you can test so many different ROMs. And from what I read, all the bugs leaks and whatnot, it is pretty stable. Most of the ROMs are pretty stable. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. For those of you who want to play with different ROMs, this phone, Elephone P7000. And for the rest of you, yeah, it's a great phone as well, as I've mentioned. Now, if you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section. I know some of you requested me to flash a CM on the phone and to showcase it. Now, when I find the time, I may do that and take a video of it. And I may even try all the different OSes out there, especially the Chinese ones, to test them out and see how it performs or what's the unique features, and maybe we can talk about them as well. So yeah, any questions, do let me know. Otherwise, this is the Elephone P7000. Good phone. And if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. If not, you can subscribe to our channel as well to get more of such content. Visit our website at chinesetech.net to read all our good stuff. And I'll see you guys again very soon.